Look for the gold, tall, sunlit plumes waving at meadow edges. Goldenrod is one of late summer's loudest performers, bright, abundant, and often misunderstood. Today, we learn to identify the many faces of goldenrod, harvest with pollinators in mind, brew teas and tinctures, dye with vivid pigments, and separate myth from allergy. This plant is louder than its critics and useful in surprising ways. Goldenrod blooms as tight clusters of tiny yellow flowers arranged along stems or in plume-like sprays. Depending on species, the inflorescences vary from flat-topped clusters to feathery plumes. Look for the uniform yellow glow from late summer into fall. That's goldenrod's billboard. Goldenrod leaves are alternate on the stem, typically lace-shaped with serrated margins. Stems may be smooth or slightly hairy. It's easy to confuse with a few other yellow-flowered plants, but goldenrod's dense clusters of small tubular florets give it a textured, feathery look when full of blooms. Goldenrod is a pollinator hotspot. Harvest lightly, never strip an entire patch. Take only a few stems from each plant and avoid cutting during peak pollinator activity. Leave plenty of blooms for bees, butterflies, and late season insects that rely on goldenrod as a last floral feast. Let's debunk the biggest myth. Goldenrod isn't the main cause of fall hay fever. Ragweed, a different plant that releases invisible wind-borne pollen, is the usual culprit. Goldenrod's pollen is heavy and sticky, spread by insects, not wind. Goldenrod gets blamed because it blooms at the same time ragweed does. So when people point fingers at the yellow flowers, remember, it's probably ragweed causing the sneeze, not this pollinator-friendly plant. Pick flowers on a dry morning after dew has evaporated for best fragrance and color. Use scissors to snip small bundles and work across the patch so no single plant is stripped. For drying, Hang small bunches upside down in a cool, dark, airy place to preserve aroma and color. Goldenrod tea is used in folk herbalism as a diuretic and mild anti inflammatory. Steep 1 to 2 teaspoons of dried flower per cup of um, hot water for 10 minutes and sip to support urinary tract health or as a gentle warming tea. Tinctures concentrate the plant for longer term use. Always check instructions with medications and interactions with them, and consult a healthcare provider for specific conditions. The plant contains flavonoids and compounds with antioxidant and anti inflammatory potential. These constituents explain some traditional uses for wound care, inflammatory support, and post illness recovery. That said, treat goldenrod as a supportive, not a substitute for medical treatment. A cooled goldenrod infusion can be applied as a compress for minor sore or inflamed areas. Make a strong infusion, cool, and soak a clean cloth to apply. Some herbalists combine goldenrod with other soothing herbs for poultices, but test a small skin patch first for sensitivity. Goldenrod flowers add a honey like floral note when used sparingly. Infuse flowers into syrups for cocktails and desserts. Steep into vinegars and honeys, or dry for tea blends. Some microbrewers and home brewers experiment with goldenrod in specialty beers for a late season floral twist. Goldenrod delivers brilliant, light fast yellows and golds. Simmer lots of flowers in water, strain, and simmer fabric in dye cloth. Depending on the fiber, results range from pale lemon to deep antique golds, perfect for natural dyers seeking sunny tones. Modifier tricks: alum brightens and fixes yellows. Iron shifts them into olive or antique tones. Test small swatches first. Dyeing is part chemistry, part art. Goldenrod is especially rewarding because huge late summer blooms supply plenty of dye material. Harvest in bloom, but leave some flowers to set seed for birds and winter habitat. Goldenrod seed heads feed finches and other birds. Also, consider staggering harvests to allow continuous bloom for pollinators through the season. Avoid areas with pesticide use or heavy pollution. Some people may be sensitive to goldenrod when used topically or taken internally. Test first. And don't confuse goldenrod with less desirable yellow weeds if you're harvesting for tea or dye. Infuse honey with goldenrod for a floral spread. Make a goldenrod cordial or brighten cocktails. Or mix dried sprays into bouquets for natural autumn decor. Gardeners also value goldenrod for late pollinator support and as a companion plant. For a quick syrup, simmer 2 cups packed goldenrod flowers with 2 cups water for 15 minutes. Strain, return liquid to pot and add 2 cups sugar. Simmer until dissolved and slightly thickened. Cool and bottle. Use for sodas, cocktails, or drizzled desserts. Tea and dye follow similar infusion logic. More flowers equals stronger color or flavor. Goldenrod is a great pollinator project. Planting and protecting goldenrod patches support late season pollinators and provides a living classroom about ecology and plant uses. Teach kids the myth busting moment. Goldenrod helps bees. Ragweed makes you sneeze. Goldenrod is a late summer powerhouse, a pollinator magnet, a maker of bright dyes, a gentle herbal ally, and a misunderstood face of the countryside. Harvest thoughtfully, leave for the bees, and use a little goldenrod to add color, flavor, and seasonal wonder to your life. Let me know if you have any comments or suggestions for a future episode. Thanks for joining me at my off grid, a humble homestead in the forest. If you like this episode, you know what to do, and I thank you.